Madness Podcast! The best of the underground! Make madness your ritual!
Holy shit, it's a Friday, but I'm not here, actually. I'm actually somewhere else. Thank you for joining us. It is a Friday, and I have a special guest tonight. Do me a favor, though. Check out the Shred Den, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9100 85th Avenue North, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Give them a call at 763-350-2191. Look them up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the TikTok. Or you can reach them at www.theshredden.net. If you're looking for some logo work, art stuff for your business, anything like that, beers, weed drinks, any of that shit. Narwhal Design Solutions, Justin Boney. You can look him up on Facebook or Instagram at Narwhal Design Solutions, or hit him up, Justin Boney, BOEHNE, at Gmail. If you're looking to get some good artwork, Justin is the guy to do that for you. Hit him up and tell him we sent you. Maybe he'll cut you a deal or he'll charge you more. Who knows? Also, do me a favor if you feel so inclined. Please scan the code on your screen right now. Scan the barcode. There's a tip amount if you want to donate to the podcast. I really appreciate it. So thank you for joining us. I just wanted to say and kind of give a little bit of a background on this whole thing. In November of last year, I went out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to see what was it? Like Murder, right? Was the band who was playing. So it was Like Murder, and they were doing a tribute to Acid Bath, and Buddah, the guy who threw the show on, actually had done a couple of these in the past. And before Sammy came up and he did the show with them, and then I think the one year Jimmy came up and he didn't end up playing, but he ended up being at the show and hanging out with Jimmy. And then last year, Mike Sanchez actually came up, and me and my friend here, Natanic. I know you guys know this crazy motherfucker right here.
What's up?
So we got a special guest in the house, Mike Sanchez, dude. And I know you're playing tomorrow night, and I appreciate you, dude. Like we've been talking since November of last year. To me, that's fucking amazing. You know, I mean, it's all because Nate ran into Sonya, and we're all hanging out and bullshitting and hanging out
down in New Orleans.
Yeah,
we had a great time.
Yeah, it was good.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Good time, man. The whole night was a blast. You guys, honestly, man, when watching you get up there with Sammy, because I had seen Sammy play up there with those cats, and it looked like he was amazed that people were keeping that music alive, and the place was fucking packed every time he had been up here. And then you come up here, and to watch you two at the same time, you know, bringing that, and what Rob Ridner brought guitars for you guys to play and shit, right?
I played that
Les Paul, or wasn't it?
It was an ESP.
Okay,
but it looked like a Les Paul.
Yeah.
But actually, this guy brought a Les Paul up there for me to play because I love Les Pauls. I also love Woodwrights. I also love all kinds of guitars. But I wanted to try Les Paul, but it just wasn't intonated into the C standard that we. You know, so it wasn't quite ready. You know, so we picked the ESP, which was a very, very sweet guitar to play. I'm not a huge fan of ESP, but then again, I'm not I don't dislike them. It's just not one of my favorites. But that one played amazing.
Right.
Like some ESPs are just amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
So how did that feel, man? Because I know, you know, just how many months before Sammy was here doing the guitar doing the guitar clinic at the Shred Den. Yep. Goathorn played in town, and he came over and hung out with us and took pictures and did all that shit right across the hallway from here, which is just so crazy, right? But you know, he said that in the guitar class that the clinic that we were in, he was saying that you guys were jamming together and that, you know, there were things on the horizons. He didn't tell anybody anything. I mean, we were really squeezing on him, and I thought
he was dropping hints, but nothing like you're like, oh, maybe. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't say that.
Well, what we got out of it was just keep your ears open because we are talking about some things. And he's like, me and Mike have been talking and jamming and kind of throwing ideas back and forth. So everybody in the room was like, fuck yeah. So how was it, man, to get up there in Sioux Falls and like have that experience? Because you guys did some shit down in New Orleans too, right?
Like Murder Show was.
Yeah.
It was to be honest, it was strange being up there with. I've never played these songs with other people.
Yeah.
Besides Dax, Sammy, Audie.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy. You know, Asbath.
Yeah.
So, you know, the way I do some chord progressions are very different than other people that do the same, you know, same notes, but they'll play notes that they're not open. They're very hard to play. You know, I'm an easy guitar player. If I can hit an open note, I will.
Yeah.
You know, I won't go to the 9th fret and back to the 2nd. I'll just hit an open fucking G, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm just like that, you know. And when I was playing with Joe, which is a guitar player of Like Murder, he's an amazing guy. I love Joe to death. You know, he's a great dude. And I was just noticing how he was playing some of the stuff I wrote, and I was like, wow, if I would have wrote it that way, I might have been a good guitar player.
I mean, so that has to be a kind of a trip, though, you know, to watch somebody else play your stuff. Did he ask you how you wrote it and how you played it? He did. He just knew that he was there, and that was.
Yeah, he learned it on his own. He just figured out the notes, and when I was looking at him playing, I'm like, God damn! It's like I don't play it nearly as hard as that. I
Right.
mean, you're all over the place, man. I'm like between the 2nd and 5th fret, you know.
Yeah.
After the 5th, after the 12th, I'm lost.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. But it's yeah. So it was something to see that, you know, people have their own take on how these songs are played. You know.
Yeah.
Because they're not. Some of them are very difficult because they have so many changes in them and everything else.
Right.
And the slower songs, they're not really chords. They're just kind of like things that I've made up that sounded good.
Right.
I don't even know if they are a chord. You know,
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck you call them.
Right.
It's just something that
It's the mic note.
it's the mic note.
Right.
It's like one's on the what it would be the B, and the other one's on would be on the 2nd fret, but the B string. You know, so it's kind of weird. You know, what I mean, I don't know what you call that shit, but it's just I guess it would just be two notes that coincide with each other and makes the sound. You know, it's all it is. It's not a note. It's not a chord. It's just a mode.
Yeah.
It's a mood. It's a way to get you feeling a certain way. And usually it's depressing, you know, or sad, you know.
Well, Music Theory 101 is if it sounds good to you, you're fucking doing it right.
Oh, I think.
There you go.
That's the biggest gray area in music that no one understands.
Now, Nate, now you missed that last show when Sammy was up here with Jimmy because you had to go and take off right away.
Yeah.
You were there for the day before, right?
I went and borrowed one of my SDs for Sammy to do a video shoot for Anger Rot. And so we all hung out Friday and, you know, had our acid bath and go to our talks and whatnot. Yeah, I had to turn and burn the next day at like 10 a.m. because we had an Apothic show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, I'm going to stick around for this next one.
Yeah.
And Buddah let me know. He's like, just so you know, there's going to be a special surprise.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You
fucking
told
tell
me.
me.
You told me.
yeah.
And you're like, you cannot fucking tell anybody at all. So it was super hush hush, but you know, like certain of us knew about it.
Like none of us can keep a secret very well. And like the thing is, like, I don't know how to put it this way. Like the way I look at Acid Bath would probably be like the way you look at Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Wow.
No joke, dude. Fucking, I've been a fan, diehard fan since '95. And when I first heard Kite String, and never turned back. Like I've always been there for it. So when I got to see you and Sammy play these songs in Sioux Falls, it was fucking mind blowing to me. And like being able to hang out with you and like talk with you. And I've known Sammy for like 20 fucking years. And like becoming like friends with people that I look up to that much musically is just still surreal to me.
Oh, thank you very much,
Dude,
I love you to death, man.
Oh,
You know that,
dude.
When he came back, I hit him up because I knew you guys were hanging after the because I went back to my hotel room. He brought you, because he was driving you guys around and shit. Y'all were hanging out.
Yeah.
So when he got back into town, I called him right away. Like, what the fuck? How'd it go, man? What the fuck? He's like, dude, you wouldn't believe. We sat there, we hung out, we played guitar together, we're fucking bullshitting. I was like, no, I missed out. He's like, dude, it was so fucking cool. So cool.
One of those things where it's so surreal to me, but like you're the most down to earth person.
thank you. And
so-
you are too. I mean,
Well, I'm not in acid bath. I didn't write two of the greatest albums of all time.
well, I haven't either. But thank you.
Oh man, I could fucking go on for hours.
Right.
so
Like
much.
it's funny because like you talk to Christine, who's my girlfriend, pretty much my wife. She knows the obsession I have with acid bath and goat whore. Like the New Orleans scene just pretty much molded me to be the player I am now. Maybe you can hear it in my style, maybe you can't, but just know that like Kite String fucking set me fucking flying.
Thank you.
Good God, that album fucking rules. We used to cover it. I could, like I said, go on for hours on this. I fucking love that album.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, dude, and I know it's probably been brought up a million times, but even in the last podcast that I watched you in the Muse, I can't remember the name of it, but you guys kind of touched on it a little bit. But what was going on in your household? Like, what were you listening to? What were your brothers and sisters listening to? Like, what was musically going on when you were a kid? And I know you said there was a lot of like honky tonk and bluegrass, and there's a lot of
Hank
picking.
Williams.
Yeah.
King Floyd, like Groove Me.
Yeah.
Song Groove Me.
Yeah.
Another one, Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
Just the old classics. A lot of Elton John.
Yeah.
A lot of Beatles. A lot of Fleetwood Mac.
Sure.
I guess. Just a lot of
70s rock.
70s rock.
Yeah.
But my Uncle Ricky has some very obscure Dylan records that were kind of
Minnesota.
freaked me out at first, but then I kind of liked it. I kind of got into his poetry and kind of understood things, rather well. I think the band that got me into music the most, and it probably goes to millions of others, was
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Right.
That's pretty much what did it for me, because it's Tony Iommi is basically the Mozart of classical music,
Right.
So it just doesn't get any better than him because he fucked us all by writing all the great riffs,
Now you're talking to Nate over there, who's not a huge Sabbath fan.
No,
right?
but I respect your opinion, and I think you guys wrote all the fucking great riffs. So
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you
Dude.
very much.
put the blue up against any Sabbath song. I dare you.
Oh, thank
We'll
you.
see who walks away from that one.
Now after I watched the last podcast that you did too, you were talking about Sabbath, and I was talking to Nate. I was like, I didn't want to tell him because I wanted to, because he's not a huge Sabbath fan. Like now that we kind of went there though with the Sabbath stuff, like it has to affect you pretty good when it comes to Ozzy passing away just recently too, right? I mean, that's a pretty heavy thing when it comes to heavy metal. I mean, he's influenced so many fucking people, with his career all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever get a chance to meet him or any of that stuff? No. Nothing close?
No, I was a big Ozzy fan when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Like 12, 13. I'm not sure when Blizzard of Oz or Diary of a Madman came out.
81, I think. Wasn't it 80,
81,
81?
82, something like that.
Something like that?
Yeah, I was maybe like 10, 12 years old or something. And I remember, him, kind of reaching out
Yeah.
that cross and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just remember that holding something inside of me, something that just looked evil
Right.
and something I wanted to hear, something that was intriguing.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, it didn't, it exceeded expectations.
Right. Right.
It was really, really different from the songs I was, hearing before, which was like the fucking Rolling Stones,
Right.
the Doors, and shit
Right.
like that.
Right.
So when I got introduced to heavier music, which was like, my uncle used to listen to shit like Pat Travers. What's that other group? I don't know, just groups like that. You know what I mean? A lot of Eric Clapton, a lot of just old guys like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yep. Guitar Hero type
yeah,
shit.
Guitar Hero type
Mm-hmm.
shit, and that's what got me into trying to, play that type of guitar, and trying to learn these songs. But I was like, fuck, I'm not good enough to learn these goddamn songs, so I just started writing my own.
Now, and I want to kind of bounce back because on the last podcast, and I'll be referring to these guys, and I'll put the link to the last podcast so people can go back and refer to it, because I'll be bouncing back and forth. Because now you talked about at 8 you got on stage with your grandpa, and you're in a honky tonk, and people were fighting around you and all that shit, and like he's like, keep playing, and all that shit in the middle of it. And we were talking in the car about that, and I was kind of picking at you about that, and you said you learned right then to never stop playing again. You just kept going. You saw lots of fights and lots of shit going on, but
Yeah, it taught me
improvisation, yeah.
Yeah, improvisation. It definitely did, because, my grandfather, his brother owned a bar room. So he would hire him every week to play and sell beer and shit like that.
Yeah.
You had like this barricade in the front of you, just like this 2x4 with these things, right?
Yep.
And he'd tell me, he'd be like, look, there's going to be a fight tonight. Don't stop playing, whatever you do. You're not going to get hurt. We make sure of that. But as an 8-year-old watching fucking 40-year-old men fight,
Yeah.
you kind of get
Holy shit.
like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Am I going to get killed?
Yeah.
You know? So I stopped, and he fucking slapped the cowboy hat off my head. He was like, play, boy.
Yeah.
So I just,
Yeah.
that's pretty much how it got started.
Now, and then as you're at the time you're listening to the 70s rock and you're doing that, are you trying to learn those rock and roll tunes in that time, and then you go to the heavier shit, and now you're pushing yourself even further with that?
Sure, but I found that the heavier music was easier for me to pick up.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
everything's in the fifth.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything's in a bar. Where if you're trying to play, some other kind of bluesy tune or whatever, then you're gonna always have like sevenths or diminished chords or just kind of weird shit like
Yeah.
that. And I wasn't good enough at that time to understand what that meant, or even what that was entailed of.
Sure. Yeah.
So I would just play the fifths, and I can play any goddamn song in the world on the
Right.
fifths.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
If I sing it, you're gonna understand it.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to understand how to, write the, root notes, and then kind of do the rhythm behind it,
Yeah.
you can understand the song.
Yeah.
It just took me a little bit for that, but at first, it was nothing but just riffing it out, and it took me a while to learn how to actually write songs, like chord progression songs.
Yeah.
Just rip it off, riff after riff, and
Yeah.
bring the singer in. Hey, sing over this,
Right.
Sing over that. What the fuck, That's kind of hard, So I like to, kind of have the melody in mind first,
Okay.
and then write the chord pattern around the melody that you're singing. Things get changed, things.
But that's the way producers say that's how hits are written, though, man, is the fucking
That's how I found out.
the hook to pull them,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hooks. It's all about
Yeah.
hooks. So that's how I found, to write music, you need to be that way. But you don't necessarily have to have just the chord patterns, because chord patterns can turn into riffs,
Yep.
but still has to have that chord pattern at that specific time to meet the melody.
Right.
If you follow what I'm saying.
I do, and this is a perfect example. Is you guys were talking about, and again, I'll refer to that other podcast, because you guys were talking about Dead Girl, and you were saying, yeah, that's a country song.
Yeah, it's a country.
And dude, as many times as I've heard that song, a million times over, I never put it into perspective like that. I actually paused it, put the song on, and I sat there and I went, holy fuck, it is a...
Yes.
Dude, I was like, holy fuck, man, that just blew my mind, man. Like, because I know you, and you referred to it before we got on air when we were talking about another song, and we'll go back to that one. But you also said with the taking that song and bringing it to agents and switching it. Now I know when you play it live, it's more or less the agent's version of it. What made you guys decide to do that? I know that you kind of touched on it on the other podcast, but I kind of wanted to pick.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
But my memory's not too clear on this. Maybe Dax would have a better understanding.
yeah,
My understanding is that we wanted to do it in Acid Bath, maybe try to do it as a heavier song, but I don't think maybe a couple of other guys were into it that much.
just the way it was built.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dax and I think, just kind of, we liked it. It was different. So we just decided to put it on the record ourselves, which he's playing rhythm guitar on, on that track, you know.
Did he always play guitar?
No.
Okay.
He won't admit this. You won't admit this. But he was in his bedroom one time, and I showed him how just, you know, where to put his fingers at.
Yeah.
You know? Put your finger here, put your finger here. You can play every freaking note and every chord and every song with this 2 fingers.
Yeah.
You know? I showed him that, and then he took it from there, and he, you know, exploded.
Dude, how did you meet Dax?
Oh, we're gonna leave some of it out.
Okay.
I met him at the porno theater in Morgan City.
Now, like a full-blown theater, or like we just talking?
It was a shutdown. It was a porno theater that was shut down.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They still had the reels and reels in there, you know, like Big Bush and shit.
Yeah.
No pussy, just Big Bush.
Yeah.
So,
it's hilarious.
anyway, they had 2 people around this fire. They were, I'm not going to say what they were doing, but anyway.
The hokey pokey.
They came back, and I met Dax the first time, and we just hit it off right away.
Yeah.
You know.
Was he super reserved back then, or was he?
Yeah, he was super fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You know, reserved, no, not at all.
Oh, really?
No. He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's always a very smart guy. And I think that's what drew me to him, was that he was intelligent. And I could speak to him in that intelligent form.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to explain myself, you know, like he just had a great mind with him.
Right.
He always had a beautiful knack for melody.
Yeah.
So the first night, you know, our girlfriends, you know, they took my car, they went out and they got fucking drunk, wrecked my goddamn car.
Oh.
And, but, you know, we kind of hit it off. I think we wrote a song or 2 or something like that. We're just kind of fucking around, and it kind of felt right, you know. And ever since then, we've just been hanging out and doing what we do, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, I know we took a 20-year something hiatus.
Right.
But that's, you know.
Well, I mean, do you have any Acid Bath questions as far as like, you know, how shoot it?
So my main one would be this. How to put it? So let's rewind it back to like 96, 97 when you're playing like the small clubs and stuff like that.
That'd probably be 94, 95.
94, 95. So you're going from these small clubs, you know, what are we talking, like 250, 300, 400 people, to...
No, we're talking like 50, 70 people.
50, 70 people.
Tiny spots,
Even
huh?
smaller. To today, after that 27-year hiatus of playing these festivals now for thousands and thousands of people. And a lot of the people I would put money on are not like me and Greg or our buddy Josh here, that are diehard fans that have been with you since the beginning. Something happened here in like the last fucking few years where you guys just blew up from the internet, TikTok, Instagram, I don't fucking know what, but it changed. It's just amazing to know that you guys are such an underground, like iconic band, and always have been, always will be. But then just this jump to fame after like just dead radio silence. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, well, like in 90, when we first got together, 91, 92, 93, 94, you know, we didn't have many people. We didn't have much support. We didn't have any support. Everything we did was done by ourselves. You know, we promoted everything, we did everything. But when '96 came along, right around there, that's when we started to have a little support. You know, we
Yeah.
kind of went to New Orleans. We started to have a following. Then, you know, it became maybe more like 500-600 people. You know, where
Yeah.
we would kind of like sell Zeppelins out and, you know, other places of that nature, Jimmy's, Nighttown, just stuff like that. So it was getting good, you know. I think people always told us that we were before our time.
100%.
I've always thought that meant that you weren't worth a shit. Maybe they have something with that, you know. Maybe it took time for people to understand exactly what was going on because there's so much shit in one song,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, those two albums, fucking Kite String and Pagan Terrorism, are just, they're so similar but so different. Like, you can watch the band grow, like, track to track.
Oh, for sure.
And it, like, we always would talk, like, man, what would happen if there was a third album? You know, what would sound like? Because we, you know, the people that love you guys fucking love you. And that's why it's, like, so cool to see just the fame you guys finally deserve.
It'd probably
you
be
know?
like a heavy-ass fucking Agents of Oblivion or some shit.
Yeah.
Because you guys were going that direction. You guys were headed in that trajectory. It seemed there were heavy aspects of Pagan. Obviously, there were many songs in there that are heavy as fuck. But it seemed like the lighter stuff's kind of won that album over, where opposed to Kite String, where it was more bombastic,
Yeah.
it was more heavy.
Kite String,
Yeah.
that we wrote some of those songs in '89,
Okay.
'90.
Okay.
So songs like Finger Paintings, Mortician's Flame, What Color is Death, you can hear, you know, you can tell the difference between the Blue Cheat Vodka,
Yeah.
Cassie is Cockroaches. You can tell the difference between those songs and the power and the other songs that are just kind of like garage kind of fucking songs, right? There wasn't really, to me, I mean, they're good, they're okay songs, but there wasn't put together in a matter of a professional type way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For the masses,
Right.
in other words.
Yep.
Because we never really gave a fuck about the masses.
Right.
We only wrote for ourselves.
Right.
So,
Josh is in the back waving his hand. It's so awesome. He's like, fuck yeah.
So the earlier songs that you hear, and that's what it is. We're just young.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
wrote some of those songs when we were 17, 18 years old.
Right.
So by the time we hit 22, 23, we evolved.
Yeah.
Like anything does, you know.
Right.
Like you know, like a stagnant water evolves.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Like a river runs through and it cleans itself.
Right.
Just like that. It's
Yeah.
we all have the same kind of. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's just what it's about.
Yeah, for sure.
Growing as a musician.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I like I said, I feel like they were headed towards that
Yeah.
that Agents stuff. In my opinion, it seemed like it
I
was.
say that, but you really never know.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, and just hearing, like, you know, some of the stuff that Sammy had gone on to do too. You know what I mean? That's just. Now, here's something I want to throw at you, man. That is, it's kind of a weird thing, because when I saw you guys in Des Moines, you know what I mean? We got to hang out in November, and then we got to hang out a little bit in Des Moines and see the show. I was standing in the crowd and I was watching, and you hear the stories between the two bands coming together. You know, you and Dax playing together, and then Sammy and Audie kind of playing together, and then Jimmy kind of bounced like he was kind of replacing somebody, right? Like everybody was kind of interchanging in between the bands and shit like that to come together. Now I know in some of the other interviews, like even Dax talked about how Audie was kind of the guy that held you guys together as friendship and knowing between.
Well, he knew when someone's going to get out of line. You know, he knew when things were getting tense. He wasn't scared to say something.
Yeah.
Where I would just get high.
Right.
Or I don't know what other people would do, but Audie would be the one to say, hey, you know, this is, we have to talk about this.
So he's a peacekeeper.
Yeah, you know. Plus he was an excellent writer too.
And dude, standing there and watching in Des Moines, I mean, from all the stories that I had heard about, just the friendship and how, how Audie kind of, like you said, he was a peacekeeper. Hearing it musically, though, you know what I mean? Like standing there and talking to you about the agent stuff in Sioux Falls, and talking to Sonya because she's been there from the very beginning of all that stuff too, and seeing things and hearing you write. And she told me a story of you sitting on a lawn chair, in the sunshine, writing. I think it was Bones for Baby Dolls, maybe, or it was.
Yeah, I was in her mom's house.
Yeah.
I was on a lot of acid. I was bored. I pierced my belly button for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just come to.
Yeah.
And then Dax put a beautiful melody over it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Dude, it was like an epiphany, though, standing there in the middle of the floor, and seeing and hearing. And again, I want to cover that Agent stuff because that was an album, man, that I love those two Acid Bath albums, but you and Dax together were on that project for Agents, and I followed that because I love the melodic stuff of what came out of Acid Bath. And I always wondered who the fuck wrote that. And when we talked in November, you were like, yeah, I handled a lot of that stuff. But when we asked him, I remember you and I asking him about Acid Bath riffs, like which ones did you write? Yep. Which ones did you do? Which ones you did? And it was funny, your reaction, because you were like, I wrote a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And you were like, ask me if I wrote that one, and I could tell you which parts I wrote there and what there. And I don't even think we went in that far. We were just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like excited that you know.
Well, to make a long story short, that record, it was Dax and I would get together a lot. A lot of the riffs I would bring in, he would change a little bit to match his vocals. So it was a collaboration.
Yeah.
It was totally a collaboration. I couldn't have did it without him.
Right.
And maybe he could have did it without me. I'm not sure,
No, not at all.
But I couldn't have definitely did it without him.
I don't think that feel at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like that was and he hadn't grown in. I mean, obviously vocally he did, and he was moving towards that guitar stuff. You know what I mean? More so when he was picking it up and playing more, obviously. You know what I mean? But he was nowhere near where he spawned into later on after Agents. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that was the last project that I had seen you do, and that's why, I mean, it stuck with me because I saw Sam do, Crowbar, and then he did, all of the projects that he did, and he went off and did his thing. But I was like, what happened to Mike? Which way did he go? So I was always like, when we went to Hattiesburg and Lafayette to see Dead Boy, my buddy and I that drove down there, we saw where he was going to be. The next day I said, pack your shit, we're getting in the truck. And we snorted coke all the way down there for 21 hours. We just went crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Got to New Orleans, went to the fucking hotel, got out, you know what I mean? But I was hoping to see you down there, you know what I mean? I was like, who are we going to run into? We're going to see Dax. I was all excited, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, you're from New Orleans? Oh, you must know those guys. You know what I mean? That mentality when you...
Yeah. Like that's not 400,000.
Exactly. Acid Bath who? You know what I mean? It was funny, though, because we went into a bar, and they were playing like gothic shit and like techno and weird shit. And I was like, Acid Bath. And there was one guy in the corner of the bar. He goes, fuck yeah. And then all of a sudden the DJ goes... like that, and he plays an Acid Bath tune in this fucking bar in New Orleans, Right. And there's like a handful of us in the bar, like fucking rocking out and shit, high-fiving. It was awesome, It's kind of funny.
Yeah, going back on the Agents record, it was a collaboration. It was a big collaboration of me pretty much going in there, showing him what I had, and him basically showing me what he has, and we blended it together. I mean, that's basically the best way I can describe it because...
Well, you kind of touched on one on that other podcast. You said that's how Wither was written, and you said, and I wrote down writing process and playing
in the studio. That was just like...
Oh, okay.
That was... Wither was just a song that just came out of the blue, I think. It was just a chord progression, and then Dax just came out and sang it, and it became a song.
Right.
know. So,
Badass tune too, man.
so it was kind of that was a magical one, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that record was real fun to make.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Now, and I had a question about the softer side of that, you know, and I know that you had mentioned, you know, you did some more country western stuff as a kid, the 70s rock into the heavy stuff, and you're growing as a guitar player. I forgot where the fuck I was going with that because there's so much stuff I wrote down. God damn it, where did I put it?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do in the future.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily all heavy, not necessarily all light,
Yeah.
not necessarily all in between that either. I just want to do it all.
Yeah.
I've said this before. I'm not a band guy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't say like, well, we're gonna play black metal and this is a black metal band.
Right.
No, I write songs. So if this is a good song and it deserves to be put on the record, then it'll be put on the record.
Right.
You know,
So just all on feel.
yeah, I don't care if it's a death metal song and this one here will make you cry.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You know, a good song is a good song. And
Right.
it deserves to be heard.
Right. Now, did you have issues with that when you're putting those songs together? Did you want to stay in a vibe? Did you want to kind of, you know, because a lot of that Agent stuff feels more rock and roll, more, you know what I mean? It has more of a vibe, more of a feel to it. And I know
Whenever we do write songs, we do kind of, you know, try to fit songs together that will go together. Like when one ends, the next one will begin, not as abruptly.
right.
You know,
Okay.
go in smoothly.
Sure.
But as far as for writing the songs, we don't give a fuck.
Right. So it's not like, oh, this is the parameters. We got to stay in here. We're just fucking going.
We're gonna write it and then we'll figure it out after.
Yeah. Do you look back on some of that stuff, man? Do you when you play it, when you listen to it, like, fuck, I can't believe I wrote that. Do you feel like that at all?
Every time I listen to it, I just like I could have did this different. I could have should have did this different.
Right.
I'm not satisfied with any fucking thing I ever wrote.
Right.
You know,
Fucking
Right.
preach, man. I'm the same way.
That's how it is. It's got to be like that. I mean, anything, you know, you're your own worst critic.
Oh, dude, fucking, I 100% agree with that.
It's like a million things I want to go back and kind of like redo and have this kind of. I don't like this sound is too stupid. I want. You know, it's just a lot of that, you know, and but once it's on tape, and people get used to hearing that thing, and if you want to change it, why you change that? Well, fuck it, you know. So it's too late, you know.
Yeah.
So my biggest advice is never record anything with a fucking effects on it. Record that shit dry. That way you can always add some other effects after.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
If you record that shit with the effects on
You can't take it off.
can't take it off, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of vocalists love to have, you know, effects with their vocals because it kind of gives them that realm of a feeling because
Right.
they're feeling the effects as well as their vocals,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But a lot of times that can also fuck you because if you try to add something else to it, it'll destroy it.
Right. Changes the whole tone of it or the sound of it.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. There's nothing to fix it. You know?
I know where I was going with that last question. I was going to ask, like, you know, with the melodic stuff and like the prettier stuff, you know, and I know when we were in Sioux Falls, Sammy said that he's the one that played the prettier stuff.
That's me. You know?
Now were you trained to do that? Was it something that just like your ears were drawn to that stuff, more classical type stuff, more acoustic stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I love sad songs. I like songs that make me feel something in my spirit, something in my soul.
Right. Is there any song like right off the top of your head right now that you could think of that just taps you?
El Condor Passe.
Okay.
By Simon and Garfunkel. You know, I'd rather be a hammer than a nail.
Right.
You know, I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail.
Right.
You know? That's a beautiful song. There's a bunch of them. You know, Elton John has a couple I love.
Sure.
Terry Reid is a big fan of Terry Reid.
You say Jerry Reed?
Terry.
Oh, Terry. Okay. I was going to say Thibodeau.
Yeah, Terry Reid, Seeds of Memory.
Okay.
There's a lot of artists, that I love, and we won't get into it because there's a lot, but
No, please do.
most of it is Nick Drake.
Okay.
I love Nick Drake. He's a fantastic singer-songwriter.
Now, when you listen to
Elliott
songs,
Smith, I love Elliott Smith. And that's not nowhere near the realm of death metal.
sure.
Even heavy metal, even rock.
Right. Right.
It's more, I don't even know what the fuck you call it. I guess it's just regular, heartwarming music.
Now, when you listen to something like that, do you pick it apart? Are you really analytical when it comes to music, or you just take the whole thing in and just enjoy what it does?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you one of my secrets. I listen to these songs, but I hear them like in a very sad but heavy way.
Okay. Okay.
Like like I can hear the structure of the song.
Okay.
Like the riff of what it could be, and the sadness that it brings to me would be like, I don't know, sort of like the end of How We Doing New Death Sensation now.
Right.
Sort of like something like that. I hear that in a lot of songs, and a lot of these sad songs, so to speak.
Dissidence. Yeah.
A great funeral pyre,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The great, the beautiful downgrade,
Yeah.
the haunting funeral music that's heavy in the heart and also the ear.
Yeah. I do, man. There's a lot of things in those Acid Bath albums that do that for me as well, dude. I feel like, and the Agents album as well.
And that's what I love,
Yeah.
I love music that's heavy in the heart, and it's also heavy in the soul, but it also sounds kind of heavy too.
Right. Yeah.
And it's what I'm trying to do next.
Now, do you have? And you kind of touched on it again on that other podcast. You were saying that there's some possible solo stuff that you may be putting together, or like trying to release something at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna try something like that. I'm kind of busy now, but I do have several things that I want to try to get out there. I do have the means to do it. We'll probably be looking at some of that maybe in November.
Now, do you have any of your own home recording stuff, or are there stuff that you play and you record it and keep it for yourself, and so you or
No, I'm spontaneous. I'm very I don't like keeping shit because it gets boring.
right,
If I listen to it too many times, it
Right.
just gets shit.
right,
So I like to just write it on the spot.
okay.
Um,
So how it comes out is the way it's going to be,
Almost.
kind of to refine it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
We jam and we find the hooky spots.
Yep.
The spots that hook up to you, the spots that you can't get out your head.
Right, the earworms. Yep.
And we try to,
Weave it.
well, kind of revolt around that.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Just like if you find a good vocal melody.
Yeah.
You work around that vocal melody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You don't want to work around a riff and fuck up the vocal melody because that's,
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So you kind of want to go the opposite way of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sense.
You have another question for him?
Oh fuck.
I've got 800, dude. So it's like I can just keep throwing them at you. Let me throw one at you real quick. So this is from one of the people in the Acid Bath forum. I just said to people, if you had a question to ask Mike Sanchez, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, go. And there are a few people that actually did. And then I sent them a message saying, hey, I will say your name on the podcast, ask the question, so they can experience it all at the same time. So when we release this, they'll have something to look forward to, because their question will be asked on the podcast. So Jessica Arunda says, I met Dax and Mike, but I was too starstruck, and I forgot to ask him about Ensmouth. He said in the demo they used organs, and I was wondering what or when they decided to change with the final recordings and the creative process between the demos and the final album. I love the organs personally. It gave the song a retro horror film feel. And so she was just kind of asking about the keyboards in Ensmouth in the demos.
I don't have a fucking clue.
You don't remember any of that stuff?
I don't have a fucking clue at all.
Okay.
I don't even remember the keyboard parts in that song. So.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Innsmouth. The demo. I don't remember what the demo sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, dude, it's been how many years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
20 at least.
20. And a whole lot of, I'm sure there's been some parties in the middle of there too. So, brain cells do kind of.
Yeah. I'm sure the deal was that, the when they recorded the first time, maybe they wasn't satisfied with how the organ sounded on that particular demo, so they tried to enhance it.
Okay.
Sometimes it fucks up, sometimes it doesn't.
So maybe it probably just didn't work out in the final mixes.
Maybe so.
Okay. Okay.
I can't say for sure.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. John Logan asked, I would ask him a gear nerd question. He said, like what pedals he used on Graveflower to make all those cool effects, especially in the solo tone.
Fuck you. No.
You're not sharing those pedals? Is that what you said?
No.
All right.
Secret, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, it's called it's electric harmonic C9 organ pedal. If you really want to know, but they have like fucking 50 sets. It's very hard to set. But it is called the C9. It's an electric harmonics C9 organ pedal.
Where the fuck did you come up with that? Were you in church?
No.
See this dude go.
I was in a band called OC and the Jupiter for a bit.
Okay.
And I had to kind of give a cello sound, and it had the cello sound in it. So.
So you're able to emulate the cello sound through your guitar with that pedal. Oh, that's fucking rad.
Emulate a lot of sound. So yeah, the C9 electro-harmonic C9 organ pedal. But you're gonna have to do a lot of work with it. You're gonna have to, because there's it's after Deep Purple guy,
Okay.
Because one of them has Lord Purple.
Yeah.
All the names.
Sure.
They have like 9 different fucking settings.
Yeah.
You can set it from there. So
okay.
It's a lot of
fucking tinkering. You got to tinker with the shit to get it where you want it to go.
Dial it in, man.
Yeah, right.
Big time.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, just telling him to fuck himself, and you're not going to tell the story is virtually the same thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to fuck with him a little bit to get it going. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I wasn't gonna be that mean.
I know it's all good, dude.
Plus, these guys need to sell some pedals anyway. So yes, it's the Electro-Harmonics C9 organ pedal.
Let me see. I had one question. Why was Gummo used on the album, and whose suggestion?
I don't know whose suggestion it was, but it was a fucking
Twisted ass movie. It was an idiot?
It's an idiot move.
Why is that? Did you guys get in trouble for it?
No, we didn't get in trouble for it. It's just because the last song, which is Big Black Backwards,
Yep.
I wish they would at least cut 5 seconds so you can fucking, have a difference of this. They thinking that Big Black Backwards is part of that song, and
Right.
no, it's not.
Right.
So I wish somehow they could have a couple of seconds of
Just to differentiate the
Yeah.
separation. I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't. They just kind of like, oh, fuck the cops. Well, yeah, we can all say fuck the cops, but not right after a good song.
right. Yeah.
And I've always wanted to go back in and redo that, but the Katrina flooded it out, and we don't have those tapes anymore.
Oh no.
So they're lost for history.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that's gonna bother me for the rest of my fucking life is that shit right there.
Yeah.
And I blame that on fucking this one guy that I don't want to talk about.
Okay, that's fair enough, man. Fair enough. We don't want.
Yeah, but I think it would have been beautiful if they would just gave it a 2-second pause and started. Then you would have had a song instead of this weirdness.
Big Black Backwards is fucking just. Ugh.
It's a beautiful song.
It is,
It's
man.
a short song. It's like 2 minutes long, 2:20, 2:30.
Yep.
You know, it's right to the point. It's
That and Phantom Green.
Yeah.
Like, just.
thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, one of my favorites, man. I know when we went to go see Dax, I was screaming that song, Phantom Green, and just fucking yelling at him. And then afterwards, I'm talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, I don't play that shit anymore, man. I don't fuck with anything in the past. It's all forward." And I'm like, "Damn it!
Yeah.
I came all this way, dude. Just play a fucking riff." You know what I mean? It's just, but I appreciate that about him too. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of.
But Big Black Backwards is totally, well, this Dax's lyrics and melody, but that is my riff. That goes as far as for Phantom Green also.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, a dude asked a question about the Big Black Backwards. He said, Chris Colt asked, could you ask him where his classical guitar influence comes from? He said, from like Bones of Baby Dolls, New Death Sensation, and Big Black Backwards. So it's kind of a mixture of shit we already asked. So,
Oh no, man. You know, my last name is Sanchez. I hate. I'm not gonna say I hate. I dislike my father.
yeah.
But my great grandfather was a good guy, and there was always kind of like this Spanish shit going around in the house. So I've always heard that kind of, you know, flamingo type guitar.
Yeah.
So somehow it maybe stuck somewhere in my subconscious. I never tried to learn how to play that. It just came out.
Maybe it's in the genes, man. That's, you know, one of those traits that just keeps
Fucking
push forward, dude. You know what I mean?
I never tried to learn how to play any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just kind of me, I guess. It's just kind of who I am.
Now, what's funny to me is, like, you and I, we spent a lot of time talking one night, and the way you talk about your guitar playing, you look down on yourself, kind of like I do with mine. But some of the shit you've written is so fucking haunting and sticks with you. It's the way you speak of yourself when you're playing sometimes doesn't show with your fucking music you've released, like Big Black Backwards, fucking Bones of Baby Dolls, all that shit. Everything you've written is just fucking amazing, dude. Like, I'm just kissing ass here because I fucking love Math and Agents. But, because, yeah, you were like, I want to learn how to do some different things with guitar. I'm like, you know everything. Everything you're doing is fucking perfect.
Oh, well, thank you so
You know?
much. But, yeah. You know as well as I do, we get lucky.
Yeah. But like you said, too, with, fuck, dude, I released an album not that long ago, and I listened to it now. I'm like, oh, God, I fucking.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
And we'll never be fucking 100% happy with ourselves.
Nah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I think that's part of being an artist. You critique yourself so hard. I think you're harder on yourself. Here's like being a vocalist and like lyricist, right? It's the hardest thing for me because like I write these fucking stories and all the shit about something, and then you put it to music and it kind of masks it, right? But then you have people who are like, "What did you say there? What was that you're talking about?" And then you finally go, "All right, here," and you show it to them, and they go, Oh, I thought you said this, or, you know, and they get a different interpretation, right?
Yeah.
But then you don't really, I'm sensitive when it comes to that shit. Like, I'll punch you in the mouth if you get too fucking stupid with me. You know what I'm saying? You're like, really, dude? I poured my heart out on this shit. You know what I mean? You want to fucking give them a whack, but I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really sure. Like, I guess comparison is your worst enemy too, you know?
Being a writer
Yeah.
makes you very vulnerable.
Yeah.
because it's part of you.
Yeah.
Somebody says they don't like it, you automatically gravitate to wherever they don't like me. So you have to break that apart, you know.
Have you?
Yes, I have. I had to.
How long did it take you?
A long time.
Yeah.
Because I remember writing songs that people wouldn't like and be like, why? I mean, this is, but then a couple of years later, they would like them, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything different. So I think it's not what you're writing. I think it's the time that
Right.
you're writing it in.
Right.
You know,
Or maybe those people are just not ready for what
some
you're,
things
you know.
just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
things just fucking
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
But if there's something there that you feel in your heart and other people aren't grasping it, those are the things that you want to kind of keep aside and remember, because they do have a place,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So along those lines, like what I do now, because of technology, I'm able to like make videos of riffs and stuff. I probably have like 300 fucking short snippets of video on my fucking phone. But like when you're writing, do you like record something quickly, then like wait a day or two and look at it again, or do you just kind of like, hey, this is how it's going to be, you know?
This is how it's
This is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I sit
that's
and I
crazy.
dwell on shit.
That's crazy. But I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying, because you said you don't like to keep things around because after a while,
Yeah.
listening to them over and over, it loses its luster. You can't like
Yes.
put it to another piece. But man, there had to have been fucking millions of riffs that you came up with in a stupor somewhere and fucking, you know, on a beach somewhere.
It's in my phone. I got about freaking 10,000 of them.
Okay.
But you know, like if I'm looking for a middle eight or just a bridge or something like that, you know, and I'm like, oh wait, I think I did that. So, and I'll look for it, and it'll match. You know?
Okay.
I have to change it a little bit, but it's something I can go back to see if it will fit.
Okay.
See what I can.
So you have pieces. You just don't like
yeah.
to repeat listening to them and
Exactly.
going through them. I got you. Okay.
Because I'll tear apart a song.
Yeah.
You know? Like I'll write a song, and then 3 weeks later I'm like, hey, this is the same song you heard 3 weeks earlier. And you got, no, it's not. That's fucking totally different. It's like, nope, it's the same one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I get crazy, kind of stupid like that. But, you know, it's I just is how I try to perfect the things. You know, I at first it's very far in between that you're gonna write something that hits you right on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, those songs that do that are magic.
Mm-hmm.
And they happen, you know, they
Yeah.
happen sometimes quite often,
Yeah.
especially when you're in a weird place in time.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. But whenever you're just a regular kind of Joe Blow doing your thing, you know, and you write something and something kind of hits, then you work around it, you know.
Right.
I think that's the better way to go.
Right.
You know, than just to write a riff, hey, fucking sing something over this and let's record it and it's done.
Right.
It needs more time, you know, it needs more element.
I still look at those fucking rock bands from the 70s and 60s and 70s that would do, you know, one album and then a year later they do another one and both of them are fucking gold. You know what I mean? They're the shit albums. And then all of a sudden they'll release one shitty one and everybody will shit on them. And then they come back and they release two more amazing fucking albums. But they're like, oh yeah, this took us 2 weeks to write. What do you mean? Oh, we had things that we were writing on tour. We went in, we're like sussed everything out, and it took us 2 weeks to write this whole fucking
A
album.
lot of times they have a 2-record contract and they want to get out their second record.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And they're not going to give the best songs
Yeah.
to the second one.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I know this is kind of a touchy subject when it comes to record labels and shit like that. And I know that you guys signed up with Rotten a long time ago and all of that shit. And they, you know, you did the whole DRI thing and you toured with a bunch of different folks in that. Now I know through all that time, in all the times that we've ever tried to buy those fucking Acid Bath records or the Agents records or any of that shit, it would be there and then they'd be gone. And it would be like years they would not be there. And then all of a sudden you'd see somebody go, they just released an Agents album. It's the fucking, the vinyl is green. Go get it now. And then it would be there and then it'd be fucking gone again. And then it would be gone for another couple years. Or you'd get, fucking K-Strings on iTunes. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck yeah, I can have it on my phone. And you download it on your phone. And then a month and a half later, poof, it's fucking gone. And then again, it pops back up. Same with YouTube was the same thing. Anytime that when I started getting into Acid Bath, I tried to look up everything. I'd see the video you guys made yep, that one. And then, just Zeppelin videos and, all these other little videos that you guys released on the bootleg DVD thing,
That's Ron Peterson.
Yeah.
He for some reason, I don't know. I can't read the dude's mind, but
right.
He kept it from you.
Yeah. Maybe it starved us. I know guys that I knew that I was trying to turn that album on, and during Napster and during all the whole downloading thing, like there were bootleg DAC shit all over the fucking place. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you could not find those Acid Bath albums to save your fucking life, and then it would be one torrent file that you would find, and I'm guilty of it because if I couldn't find it, I tried to fucking steal that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And here's the thing: is like
Acid Bath is probably one of the most fucking pirated fucking acts there ever was.
Right.
But I don't care.
I hate it, and this is what I hate. The fact that you guys and I don't know the situation with the record label, and I don't want you to get into it if it's a touchy thing, but I know that it starved us as kids when we wanted to listen to that shit. I was in my 20s when I heard it first. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like 2000 when I first heard it. Here's what's funny is I played in a band. I quit the band, and weeks later, they opened for you guys. And then I got into you guys, and I was like, you got to be kidding. And the dude that I quit his band, he goes, yeah, we opened for him right after you quit. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. What the fuck? You guys played the Mirage in Minneapolis.
Was that on the Cannibal Corpse Graves Samael tour?
Yes.
Fuck.
And so he said to me, you missed that show, and I couldn't fucking believe it, you know what I mean, as a kid. And that, you know what I mean, it's just it has to be a trip for all these years to them again to starve people of the music. And now that you guys are back doing your thing, they're probably like, oh, we gotta fucking get it out there now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. There's gotta be
whoever I ordered mine from. Either someone fucking stole it off my porch or they never fucking sent it because I have an Agents album and a Goat Horror album that were supposed to be here 3 fucking months ago.
Right?
I am fucking pissed.
Right. They'll show up eventually.
I paid for them. They fucking should. Right? That or my fucking neighbors are just loving that shit.
Yeah.
Because what pisses me off is I haven't seen the fucking Agents album like in person.
Yeah.
Before, except I was in Fargo at this little record store and they had it. I'm like, but I got to kind of save my money because I just got out of fucking rehab and save my pennies. Fucking walk away from it, order it when I get home, never shows up.
Right. When you should have bought it.
Yeah. Should have fucking bought it.
Yep. I went to Cheapo and was looking for some fucking albums and I found one. I'm like, it's $40. And then I go back. I'm like, I should have bought that. I'll never find that again. I go back like 4 hours later and that motherfucker's gone. I was so mad,
hot
dude.
Commodities.
Yep. Rob Ridner, the guy who came with the guitar that you guys played in Sioux Falls, he asked a couple questions as well. And he said, favorite riff he wrote, favorite riff he didn't write.
Favorite riff I wrote would probably be the end riff of Bleed Me an Ocean, the very last riff. That riff. And the one I didn't like. Is that the other question?
Yeah, which what do you see here? I just fucking scrolled down.
Favorite one he wrote and favorite one he
didn't write. Yeah, favorite one you wrote and favorite one you didn't write. So a favorite of Sammy's that you really like, favorite or Dax, whatever.
Right was probably shit. That's a hard one. I don't know. It's probably. Think of a shitty song. Yeah, Dope Fiend.
You don't like that?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it just looking back and like you would do
The
it?
it's just fucking stupid. Yeah. So yeah, that would be one that I didn't. Yeah.
Really?
Favorite songs off that album.
I know, me too, dude. Me too, man. That's crazy.
The riff is just so.
Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just So that would probably be the. I mean, if I had to pick one,
Sure.
it'd probably be that one.
Sure.
And my favorite one would probably be the end of Bleed Me an Ocean.
Awesome. Now he also.
And there's some,
Okay, sorry.
there's some riffs in Pagan Love Song too that I wrote that I love.
That fucking song rips, dude. So good.
Dude, do you want to tell the story of how you guys put that thing together, the beach story and the mushroom tea and all that?
Pagan Love Song. Sammy wrote the beginning to that riff.
Really?
Yeah. So, no, if you want to hear it, and I guess we probably can hit it after this.
Okay.
I didn't say it earlier.
You did. These guys didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, it was just. We heard about these guys having mushroom tea, and then when we went down there, we took a big sip, a really big sip, and it would happen to be angel trumpets. All these flowers coming out your mouth and shit. Tastes like perfume. And we asked the guy what it was, and he was like, "Well, you drank kind of you drank kind of
A lot.
a little bit there. You might want to lay down." And so me and Dax and a couple of us, just Ricky and Heavy and a couple of other guys, just laid down. And when we woke up, there was everyone on the beach, beautiful women. Everyone was having a good time. And we woke up, everything was gloomy, almost greenish. And there's nobody on the beach left. And we couldn't get in our bus because they had a... one of those locks that you have numbers on.
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure out the numbers. Like, we knew it was a 1, we just didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
So
Zibbity bibbity.
it was like zibbity trying to order a fucking Arby's burger. It was really strange. I slapped Jimmy a couple of times in the face, thinking there was a spider coming on him. I was masturbating in the bathroom. Talking to Jimmy, like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I was like, "What the fuck is he doing in the bathroom?" So he's not in the bathroom.
Oh, fuck.
So it happened for 3 days,
Yeah.
And
3 days, Jesus.
I'd never slept, and then we shot some morphine, and it kind of, brought us back to reality. And
I like what you said. Like you got sick,
yeah.
and you said it was like snake spit.
Oh yeah, it was this big. It was like foam,
You said it was like blue or something, green or
It
something,
was bluish, greenish, and it would just kind of wiggle,
like a jello or
Yeah,
something.
it would just wiggle
Yeah.
around. It wouldn't like fall over.
Yeah.
It would just wiggle
Yeah.
like snake spit.
Yeah.
But we felt better after, and we played with the band called Death. I remember it was just Death.
Yep.
I wasn't too familiar with them then, but now I am.
Shock Schuldner.
That's awesome.
I wondered what year was that? That would had to have been like leprosy, wouldn't it be?
95, 96, 95.
Was that leprosy or was that spiritual healing at that time?
I don't know anything about them, so I couldn't tell you.
95?
Spiritual healing.
Spiritual?
Wait.
That's what I thought.
Did you say 95?
95. That's later then.
No,
Ooh.
that was 92.
So human?
No.
No, that'd be after that then.
What was the one with Crystal Mountain?
Sam can probably tell you on that one.
Yeah. Would you kick the chair?
Sam is a lot more than
The death metal stuff.
I am.
I wanted to ask you about your signature pickups. How are those doing for you? You said you had them all set up
Those
on your.
Caron delay pickups are amazing.
Yeah.
Jeff Reshort out of Baton Rouge it's like 14.2K, so it's very, very hot. It's one of the best pickups I ever played in my life, so I have to thank him. I also have to thank Nick from Woodwright. I'm sorry, Steve. Sorry, Steve. Forgive me. Steve from Woodwright. He's a great guy. Nick from Pryor, Mark Wentz from Black Tone Artworks, Klein, Michael Klein. Also, he's a wonderful guy. If it wouldn't have been for these guys, just say that these guys helped me out a lot. They really did a lot to help me out.
Badass.
I hope I'm not forgetting anyone because I don't have my paper in front of me. But if I am forgetting you, I'm sorry, and I'll get you next time.
Now, I wanted to ask you this, if we could do this quick too, is when it comes to gear, like, have you had any companies like hunting for you since getting back together? Or there, people that are going, hey, you guys are doing well now. How about playing this shit?
Yeah, people like Steve from Make It Doom or Woodwright,
Yeah.
People like Nick from Pryor, which really, helped me out with some really amazing cabinets. Mark Wentz from Black Art Tone Works has some great pedals that helps me out. Also with Michael Klein, he's another guy that he's just a genius on, making these pedals to make you sound even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
And Jeff Richard also with the Carondelet pickups. If you haven't checked them out, you need to check those pickups out. They're really, really nice.
Now, you've got every one of yours set up with those two, right? That's all you're playing right now?
Yeah, in all my guitars, I have the Carondelet pickups.
That's awesome. Okay, are they pretty much in any like guitar centers or anything like that, or do you have to go to their website to get their?
I think you're gonna have to go to his website.
Okay, cool.
custom order it.
Make sure that that you do that if you're looking for those specific pedals and anything. Make sure you rewind it so you get all the gist of what he's saying and support the guys that are supporting Mike, because that's fucking badass, man. After all these years and and not being out there, I mean, you guys, for all these years being kind of dormant, you know what I mean? Obviously, out of all of them, you're pretty much still been playing, obviously, but nothing. And I know you said that in the last podcast, is just not stuff that that you really worth talking about, is what you said in that particular one.
Exactly.
Let me see here. I was curious. One last one, if we can. I think you had one too, right, Josh? Okay. How has it been seeing all these big bands sounding off or standing on the side of the stage after all of these years? And I know personally, I've heard large bands that have been out there all these years, and these 28 years you guys have been dormant, saying how much Acid Bath has influenced them one way, guitar tone wise, vocally, songwriting, things like that. Corey Taylor being one of the top guys that I've heard personally talk about Acid Bath. The original singer from Slipknot, Anders, was at the show in Des Moines, and we sat there because we've known each other for years. Paul Gray and Joey and all them cats. We knew all them guys from Des Moines way back in the day. Those guys, Anders and myself, did a cover of an Acid Bath tune here in Minneapolis together, and we were laughing at sitting in the crowd watching you guys play, just like, holy fuck, I can't believe we're here, man. So it's how does it feel that Gary Holt standing on the fucking side of the stage with you, and all these massive bands at this time? I mean, does it change how you play? Does it make you?
No, because I don't see them.
Yeah.
I don't.
Pay attention to all the hype. You just gotta.
Yeah, you're correct. I don't I'm very humbled by the fact that they know who we are, but I haven't. I've met a couple of guys, but it's not like it's a big party with those guys afterwards. I really don't know many, people, so to speak, on that realm.
Yeah.
But I am ecstatic that they, enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
I enjoy what they do.
Right.
So it comes around, goes around.
Right.
I guess. I really don't know how to answer that question. It doesn't make me nervous because I don't realize they're there.
Right.
But
okay.
if I would realize that they will be there, it'd probably make me nervous.
Yeah. You're too busy doing your thing, so it doesn't matter. I get it. I totally get it. I just, you know what I mean? After all, so many years being out of the scene, I could imagine it being like that too, where you're just like, I don't really know most of these cats anyway. I appreciate what they're doing, and I'm doing my thing, but I'm doing my thing.
I'm an old motherfucker now. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
It's like I'm a grandpa compared
Yeah.
to some of these people.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah.
Still
Still killing them though. One guy did ask, how the fuck does he jump so high? That's what he asked. He's like, make sure you ask him, how the fuck does he jump so high?
I keep fit.
That's good, dude. That's good. What were you doing, dude? Like through, in your dormant time, were you working? What kind of work were you doing?
I was doing billboards.
Okay. So you're way up in the air, fucking plastering them up there. How's that shit work? They just fucking.
You climb up there. With the rope. And
Yeah.
you put this big ass tarp up there that weighs 75 pounds.
So it ain't fucking easy
And then
in the wind and shit.
then you not tie strap them, but you use these
Josh.
goddamn, what do you call them things? You got the ratchet, you ratchet strap them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So it's not like something that you just like paper and water. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's a canvas,
Yeah.
and you tie strap it like a big drum. So when you when you ratchet strap it all down and you hit it, it sounds like a big drum.
Right. Right.
Doom,
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So that's what it is.
Nice.
So yeah, it's climbing 60 foot in the air on a little bitty ladder. So that's why you got that.
He's definitely afraid of fucking heights, dude. I'm talking like 10 feet. He's like, nope, I ain't doing it.
Nope. I commend you. You're a better man than I.
No, Josh has been quietly sitting in the corner, and Josh is from the root of all evil and die hardcore, and he's been around a long time. I've got him on the wall with Sammy over here in the corner. He said, I know it's kind of cheating, but I'm glad that I'm on the wall. I'm like, dude, we've known each other 30 fucking years. You deserve to be on this wall. You've been a local crazy man with me too, man. So you said you actually had a question for Mike and you wanted to.
I do. I've got a pretty nerdy question, and the greatest thing about it is it's the second question going back to the Agents of Oblivion demo. But you didn't expect to get hit with that tonight. I just really like the song Riding the Wormhole, and I want to know why that one didn't make the cut for the album or anything. Did you guys just not?
Worms. I think that's Dax's song. I don't think I have anything to do with that song.
Oh, really?
I can't remember that far back. That was something that I think Dax and Little Nicky. We kind of like had not a falling out, but he kind of just wanted to go his own way. I wanted to go my own way. So a couple of songs were written by him and Nicky.
Okay.
I may have a part or two in the song. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe I don't.
I just thought it had a really good hook.
Sure. But it is a wonderful song. It is a wonderful song.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't heard it.
Good stuff.
Another song is, Riding the Worm. I don't know if you've heard of that one yet.
Yep.
That's another good one. That a couple of us put together, but we can't put out because, certain parts belong to certain people, certain parts belong to certain people, some parts belong to certain people, and it's kind of hard to.
So to separate it all, I suppose.
Yeah, all tangled up.
Yeah, it's all tangled up.
So it's just spread around credits, and it's tough to work with that, especially if when you're doing your own thing and having to break that up, and that's got to be a pain in the ass. I'm sure that all kind of boils down to that whole deal. Yeah. It's got to be a tough situation, man. Dude, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a busy schedule and you're all over the fucking place, man. And it's just so cool to be able to talk to, a guy you look up to for so many years. And after that weekend in Sioux Falls, we're just like, this dude is so fucking cool, man. So down to earth. And we're just kind of giggling like fucking school kids. You know what I'm saying? And just, to be chummy with you and hang out with you, it is such a cool thing, man. And the music is amazing. I have nothing, dude. I'm so happy and grateful that we actually in our lifetime got to see you guys put this thing back together for a little while. And I know we talked in the car about it wasn't like a tour laid out. It was like, here's one gig, and then it goes to another gig, and then it's kind of been adding, and and we also kind of talked about, playing songs that are 30 years old, and, you kind of don't know how people feel about them. And, I know with the set list that you guys have been playing, you kind of cater a little bit more to the singing style of Dax, and not forcing him to like go into the heavy shit right away. And that's so beautiful that you guys are kind of working him into it. And I hope that that you guys add maybe a couple just different songs, because I've seen the set list, and it just gets better every time I see it, dude. And I know we talked on the phone, we were chatting and texting with each other about how how it's been feeling more regular, more back to the way it used to feel, and and things like that. So
I think it'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
We just need to push the button.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I just
thank
want
you.
to say thank you for everything, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
Seriously.
you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much, man. Have a fucking fantastic show tomorrow. I'll be up there fucking throwing down. Yeah, getting down, dude. Thanks for making the trek over here with us to hang out, dude. It's really appreciated. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to show people and tell people that I actually had you in my studio, because we kept it quiet. You told me, you're like, hey man, just keep it between us, and I'm totally cool with that. And I didn't want to bombard you, but I was like, holy fuck. Before I went to pick you up, I was like, I'm going to pick up Mike. Wish me luck. My wife was like, good luck, honey. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted it to be good. You know what I mean? Like,
I think this went over well.
awesome. Awesome. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're comfortable.
Wonderful time.
Awesome,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
Absolutely, dude. It's my pleasure, man. And
I mean, all you guys do is help us by getting us out there. So, thank you.
yeah, I mean, it's fucking the least we can do for all the years we've been jamming these tunes, man, and listening to them religiously. Like, I had 5 people just today say, I got my ticket, you gonna be there? Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers that are coming out of the woodwork that I haven't seen in 15, 20 years, that they know I'm a huge Acid Bath fan. That's what's crazy is the Des Moines show, my buddy that drove us there bought me the ticket. I didn't even have money. He's like, I know you're a fan, let's go. And his wife bought the tickets, and then I went and paid him back. And then my buddy here was like, you going to the Minneapolis show? I was like, I don't know, dude, I'm kind of tapped, whatever, and he's like, I got you, dude. So he bought a ticket. My brother's coming, like all these people. So we're going to be there in force tomorrow, bro. So it'll be a good time, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching the show. I always appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I know I did. Thank you very much, man. Have a good night.
Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness